What's going on, guys? Welcome back to our Lonely Island Yogscast series. I feel a little down in the weather today, that's why there's no webcam, but I wanted to go ahead and get some content for you guys. So I've been kind of not feeling so well, so I haven't been doing a lot of recording, but I've been wanting to play some Minecraft. So as you can tell by our building, it's brick now. We've made a lot of changes on the island, so I got on here and I kind of get playing and I made a lot of improvements, so as you can tell. So what I've done is we've got ourselves the magical crops and everything going. I went ahead and I built this extruder so that we could get some obsidian. I've also been generating some clay. That's how I made all the brick for our building. Then we went ahead and I sifted a bunch of what do you call it, glowstone and netherwort, so I was able to get our barrel of ale and I think it was cider all fermented and everything. So we got to start a new batch of that, and I'll show you those in there. As far as down here goes, we went ahead and we got a blood altar set up for us. I've already got it filled up to the max. Basically what we do is we've got ourselves a little dagger of sacrificial knife, I guess it's called, and when you hit it, it fills up the altar. So we got to be real careful with that because you can drain your life pretty fast. You take this little deal and this will actually tell us that we're almost full. So that's what we're going to do later on, but I wanted to get it set up so I remember to do it. We've been harvesting all our vines, and obviously we got our hops and our grapes that you've seen before, and I'll show you that in a second. I went ahead and got some of this mushroom dirt made so that we've got a aqueous accumulator that I went ahead and I put on there so that we could make some witch water, which is now filtering into this barrel. And since this barrel is full, what we'll do is we'll take it and it sets right here, and what happens is the sand goes in, comes out, goes into here and makes a soul sand so that we could get netherwort, because we needed that for our brewing. So I got us a little netherwort farm going here. After sifting some more items, some more dirt, I found, well, we got some sugarcane, so I went ahead and planted the sugarcane. As we was also sifting dirt, we've got watermelons and pumpkins now, so I went ahead and I built us a little farm here, so we have that ready to go. Also, while I was sifting, I wound up with some raspberry bushes, so I went ahead and I planted those all down. And we've got us a tree, a birch tree and a jungle tree, so we've been kind of harvesting those a little bit. So now we've got a couple other trees besides just the oak and the apple oak. So now to this side of the island. So what I also did is I jumped down and went searching for some oysters. So now we have some oyster farm set up here. Basically what you do with an oyster farm, these are all ready to go. So basically we can grab a thing of sand, let's say. Let me grab some more air here. You get the pearl and you plant some sand in there, and when it's ready it'll look like this again. So we'll go ahead and throw this back in here. So that's our little pearl farm that we did for our oysters. Okay, now to the grapes and the hops. So we went ahead and planted the hops, got those all started. We took care of this downstairs. If you remember, the downstairs kind of was some stairs down. We went ahead and we just did a ladder down with some glowstone around here. Since we're getting glowstone now because we're growing it over in our magic farm. But we do have our hops and our grapes for our wine. So this is how they got to get planted. You got to do a little rope, goes across, then these grow up to the rope, where the hops you actually got to do rope and then do rope all the way down to almost the plant, and then it will grow up. So that's what we did here for these for our brewing. We also got some cocoa beans while we was sifting stuff, so we now have those. As you can see, we got all this different walkways and stuff that we did. We had so much wood when we was harvesting because we was building this. So I wanted to make us a pen. I'm still in the hopes that we can go find some animals here in this episode or next. There was one chicken that I wound up with, so I ended up getting him in there, and I actually threw down a vacuum hopper in hopes that he would, you know, get some eggs and that would suck it up. Fence, obviously this is a carpenter's barrier fence, and basically to get it white like this, it is quartz. So after sifting all the soul sand, trying to get, here's what the fence originally looks like, so I still need a little bit more. Trying to get us our nether wart as well as a gas tier for our safari nets that we wound up with, because I got 2 gas tiers. So I went ahead and just took all this quartz and put it on here and thought it looked really good, so I'm going to do the whole building in this. I think it's just looks awesome. So it's like that nice white picket fence. We kind of had to move the garden. The garden used to run all the way here. As you can tell, we just kind of shuffled it over here a little bit. Also, you'll be surprised to see this. Oh, what's this? It's a reactor. So I went ahead and I had enough materials. It doesn't take a lot to really make a reactor, so I went ahead and I built this reactor. Got it set up. Hey, why is my boat outside? Dang it, my boat's outside. Now it's floating away. Come here, boat. Where are you going? Come on, boat. Come here. There we go. So let's put our boat. We have a little dock house here for our boat. So yeah, so we built ourselves a reactor. It doesn't take a lot to make a reactor, and I was finding a lot of yellowite. So I went ahead and I just went ahead and built this one. I said, to hell with it. Gotta have one. Let's throw our boat down in our dock here. Come on, get in there. There we go. Got a couple gates. That way when we get in, we can just flip the gates open and drive our boat out. We got a rude dude over here I got to take care of real fast. Where'd he go? Here he is. Okay, so what we did is I went ahead and I built the reactor because I had the parts. We had so much yellowite ore. These are very easy to make. So I went ahead and I built this reactor so we could just skip all this power problems we were going to have. So since I went ahead and I had the power available to me, I went ahead and I started making some machinery, so we'll go in and take a look at that. I just kind of wanted to help our series along. We've been having some issues with this mod pack. This mod pack's very CPU and it uses up a lot of my CPU. It's really hard on it. So when I'm trying to encode video and I'm trying to play this mod pack, it's almost impossible. So I had to lower my render settings down a little bit to 720 instead of 1080, and it seems to help. It's a little laggy, but not too bad. But I knew we were going to have to do something, because once we started to add all the machinery, I mean, you can still see my frames a little bit are dropping, but I had to lower it a little bit just due to the fact that I knew once we got the machinery going and some animals and, you know, things like that going, that we were going to have some issues. So unfortunately, I don't like to capture in 720, but I have really no choice with this mod pack. It's very, very heavy on my CPU. So let's go ahead inside and look. We've been slowly harvesting these. So things have changed a little bit in here, as you can tell. We got rid of our 2 furnaces. We wound up getting this table, another one of these tables someplace. There's like a Triton fortress off this way here that I went and found. This is all our brew for our stand. So we have all the ale and we have all the cider that I made out of those brew barrels out there. So I went ahead and stuffed those in there. We got a tank here with some lava that is pumping directly in, and then we went ahead and we hooked this up so that we can basically put in ores here. It'll automatically pump them out, and I've been going ahead and processing all our ores that we had. So I got them all set up. These ores here are all from our sifting that we had to do because we were trying to get some different items. Okay, so then what I did is I went ahead and I got a pulverizer, an induction smelter, I got 2 redstone furnaces, we got a magma crucible, and a fluid transposer. I made this little leadstone energy cell. It's not the most efficient, but I used it for power, and basically what I did is I charged it, and then I built these 2 items here. That way we could melt down redstone and make redstone conduit, which you see there, because we had so much freaking redstone. I felt it was finally time that we did it. And since I had so much redstone and electrum, I went ahead and I built this, so we have this as a secondary source that we can use on something outside. Also, I built us a sawmill. That way it'll double up our wood. Furnaces, obviously, so we can cook food really fast. It makes it really fast when it comes to cooking stuff. In here, we wound up with a couple forest saplings, which I have not planted. We also wound up with a spruce sapling, which I have not planted. I was just basically planting the birch and the oaks. I did throw up a couple jungle woods just so that we could get the material, or get a couple more saplings. We got some more rubber woods from sifting dirt. Let's see, what do we have in here? Still pretty much the same thing. We got 12 more redstone energy conduits, and we made a few more of these. We got some more ores, and I built this chemical decomposer because I thought I was going to have to use it to make something, and it turned out I didn't. So I'm just going to hold on to it for now. I didn't put it down. This is all stuff that we found, just like this was from mining, but a lot of this stuff was from raiding a dungeon, or not a dungeon, but the boat that we went out to the first time when we almost died. And like I said, there's another Triton fortress over that way. We already looked in that chest. Here's just some extra resources that we've been kind of throwing in here. The Triton, the actual Triton, here, we'll just do this the easy way. We'll just take a quick little boat ride, and I'll show you how close this was. I was so shocked. I just kind of was taking a little loop around the island to kind of check things out, and you come floating out this way, and it's literally like just right out here, a few hundred yards or a few hundred blocks. So you see this little patch of island, and you're like, oh, okay, there's a little bit of land, okay, whatever. And then all of a sudden it's gonna pop up right, where is it? Someplace right here. Come on, where are you? I know it's right here, son. There it is, right there. Boom. That's how close we were to that. Like, you can literally still see the island. Look how close we are to that. And it's just basically out of our visual sight line. Like, it just barely, like, out of our visual. If I go a little bit further, I mean, it just barely is out of it. I mean, you can still see the house or the barn, and now it's gone. Like, look how close we were to that thing to being able to see it. So I did kind of come in here and I raided some of this stuff, and also it was made out of the nether brick. So that's why I went ahead and stole some of that. But basically I didn't really go in here. I just basically floated around on the outside and broke glass and raided some stuff out of the chest that I could get to. That one I kind of went inside and just kind of went down the one main column, but I didn't really go inside yet. So I didn't really want to risk it until I was a little more armored up. And this building here I didn't even go into. So we need to come back when we're a little better geared up for that, and see what we can come up with. But yeah, that's how close that was. I just, like I said, happened to be taking a wide little path in the boat the other day and thought, I wonder what's out here. So I started rolling around, and that's what I found. So anyways, so we still got to go back to that and kind of see what we can do out there. See if we can raid it a little bit more. Then what we've got is I've been kind of just scouting around to kind of see what's off in some different directions, and I did find land and stuff out that way that has some animals. And I'm thinking that what we should do is probably roll out that way and see if we can get ourselves a cow and a pig and a sheep and all that good stuff. Because we're just not going to be able to get it to spawn on our island the way it is. It could just be the way that the area is. We're not on an area where animals spawn, but if we actually go out that way, I ran into some land and I saw some cows and stuff on it. So we might have to go back and investigate that, probably next episode. Because like I said, I wanted to kind of show you what was going on there. And I don't know why this chicken decides that he needs to get in the middle of these gates, or this fence in the corner, and he just gets stuck there. He just continues to do that. I might have to make a separate pen for chickens, because obviously this was not built for chickens. I wanted to have sheep, cows, and pigs all in here, so that's why I built this. So what else is there to see? So yeah, so as you can tell, guys, sorry you wasn't along for the ride of me kind of doing all this. I just kind of been not feeling so well and didn't feel like recording, but I was wanting to play some Minecraft, and I knew that there was a lot that needed to be done here, and I figured I'd just kind of help the series along. Oh, also, let me show you what we got going here. So we've got glowstone crops now. We also have got nether crops, so we can actually grow netherrack. So at the point that I'm at right now, at what we've got going, I don't believe we are going to have to go to the nether at all. There's no need for us to go to the nether. And the reason I say that is when I was in that Triton dungeon the other day, I got a brewing stand. So brewing stand is taken care of. We do not need any of that. Now, as far as blaze powder goes for magma cream and stuff like that, no worries. We can sift that and get that. So that's not an issue. What I'm in the process of doing here is I need to sift a little bit more sand because we need, dust. We need to sift dust because I need a little bit more blaze powder. I need 2 more pieces to fill this. And then I'm going to make this doll. And this doll basically goes here. And then we'll add those other 2 pieces and then we'll make what's known as an angry doll. Then the angry doll we'll take and we will put in this little doohickey here. And we'll fill it up with lava. We'll take it downstairs, down in the underground, someplace safe, confined. We'll throw a bucket of lava in there and we'll throw that angry doll that's in there in here. And when it starts bubbling and popping, then we'll take one of these little jobbers here and it will spawn a blaze. And then we'll capture that blaze and then we'll have an infinite source of blaze rods and blaze powder. So we don't have to go to the nether for anything. Now, as far as nether brick, you can see we've got quite a ton of nether brick, which we really don't need anymore, and I made some netherrack for us. So there's really nothing that we have to go to the nether for. The only thing we would possibly have to go for is like wither skulls if we needed wither skulls. But if we capture a skeleton in an auto spawner, we can actually use the witch water to turn them into wither skeletons so that we can get the bones so that we can make our red heart canisters, because as it stands, we actually have, I believe, let me look here real quick. I think it's 2 or 3 hearts. So if we can get these canisters and capture a skeleton, then we'll make some wither skeletons and then we'll be in good shape. So we've got a long road ahead. I was actually going to try to use this to produce a cow and a sheep and a chicken and things like that. But after some more research, I'm finding that when I type in like say a cow, okay, and the spawner for a cow comes up, okay, spawn a cow Minecraft, spawn a cow, a cold cow Minecraft. Well, we just want a regular old cow. So when I click on it, nothing happens. Cow, nothing happens. So what I'm discovering is that I don't believe we're going to be able to make what we need. Because I know with blood magic on like Agrarian Skies, you can actually produce a mushroom and other things of that nature. So I just assumed, that's why I built the blood altar, that we were going to be able to do that. And it turns out now that it doesn't seem like we are. So I got to look into that a little bit more. But also, like I said, we have these auto spawners, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these auto spawners, I'm going to run over to that other island and see if we can get one of those cows. But I want to do it in daytime, and I want to make sure we got plenty of food, plenty of stuff to get over there and get back, plenty of room to make things. let's, I'm gonna get rid of some stuff here. Let's go ahead. I'm not gonna need any of this wood or this dirt. I won't need this bucket. We won't need this stuff. I'm just gonna throw some stuff that we're not gonna need for right now. Basically, I should make an axe. Let's go ahead and make an axe. Another one. And I was gonna make I gotta make a Tinker's Construct one, so we have that as well. Let's go ahead and make some more torches since we have those available. Just trying to free up some inventory right now, guys. So we got a little bit of food to help us along our way. We've got one golden bag of holding, which is all we should really need. I wish we had a couple more safari nets because we're going to have to make a couple trips. But so I hope you guys like what I've done. Like I said, again, sorry that I didn't bring you guys along through the whole construction of everything. I just like I said, I wanted to play a little bit of Minecraft, and I knew that I needed to help the series get to a point where that it wasn't so grindy feeling. So and this was all just cobblestone that I put under here from all the mining that I did, and then I went ahead and put dirt on it so that it's 2 blocks high. So I kind of did like the whole Skyblock series kind of thing, where if you dig down, you're not just going to fall into the water. So yeah, so that's what we kind of did, guys. So I hope you enjoyed what the island's looking like. Next episode, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a little shoot out over here, see if we can get us some animals for our farm. Also, another thing I'd like to do is maybe go discover the, what do you call it? The Twilight Forest, because we also can go there too, but we haven't done that yet either. So you can see we've got so many freaking levels right now. Got 50 levels. So I do have us an enchantment table. I stole some more books when I was at the Triton thing over there, so we've got enough to finish off that, so we can actually start, you know, gearing up our stuff. Plus we got all these bottles of enchanting, plus we've got all this, so we should be able to make a pretty good set of armor. But I think I'm going to call that for now, and then next episode we'll take a quick little nap, maybe get this daylight coming, and then we'll go ahead and we'll shoot on over to that other island. So I'm going to go ahead and go into this mode here. Alright guys, if you guys enjoyed this episode, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, you can follow us on Twitter, that way you know when we're posting new YouTube content and when we're live streaming. If you haven't checked us out on Twitch, come on out, hang out, be part of the audience over there. And until next time, guys, thanks for hanging out. I hope you guys are having a great holiday season, and we will catch your faces later.